Hello there. How are you doing today? I hope everything is going okay for you. Is it? Say, have you ever heard of a film called Yonggary before? Yonggary. No, it's not to be confused with any video games. Allow me to explain. Yonggary is a Korean monster movie, one about a giant dinosaur that breathes fire and wreaks havoc on the city. Why does that sound so familiar? Oh, right! This film was done to ape the success of Godzilla! Problem. There's not much to say about this one. Well, except as your standard giant monster movie until it gets to the ending. Yongary's death is horrifying. The film came out in 1967. However, it got a remake in 1999. The remake was done by a man called Hyung-rae. Hyung-rae is a man who later did the film Dragon Wars. Dragon Wars is a B-movie that got a very wide release in 2007 in the United States. It's not a very good B-movie, but has a lot of good special effects, but it's held back by a very incomprehensible plot. Oh, and also the characters in Dragon Wars are very underwritten too. Same with this movie, Yonggary. To clarify, both versions of Yonggary. I often wish these giant monster movie guys would get better scriptwriters more often. Just saying. Anyway, let's continue. In the original, Yonggary is a rampaging monster. However, in the remake, he's a fossil who gets resurrected by some alien invaders who send him in a densely populated area. However, when Yonggary breaks free from control, he has to fight the alien's secret superweapon, which is another monster. Now, both the original and the remake of Yonggary, they're not very good. However, there's a difference between the special effects. In the original Yonggary, they used very cheap rubber suits, ones that vaguely looked like beanbags. In the remake, however, they use computer-generated imagery. And not the good kind either. The type you'd expect to see in a B-movie like Mortal Kombat Annihilation. The remake is even weirder for another reason. When an international American company bought the rights to redub and distribute it into the United States, well, the Korean producers shipped all the original's films stock and negatives to another company that was located in Japan. Now, the Korean version of this film is believed to be lost apart from a partially damaged print. So, we actually don't know what the original version was like. However, the director of the remake claims that the American version that survived is the improved version. Which, considering what the surviving version is like, I'm seriously worried what the original was like in comparison. However, we only know two things about the original. One, we have the soundtrack of this film, well, the original Korean cut. And two, we actually have photos of what the original special effects for this thing were. They were high quality rubber suits. Basically, practical effects. It's widely believed that the suits are better than the special effects, and the CGI special effects were only used because the director got cold feet and wanted to appeal to an American demographic. So he reshot all the fight scenes with bad CGI footage. This was also considered one of the most expensive films of its time period, too. And yet, we still don't have footage of the original. Anyway, this isn't a very good film. I don't recommend you watch it in any capacity. It's interesting to note, too, that some Korean groups have a different opinion of Yonggary than the United States does. Despite the film's lack of success in the United States, Yonggary is popular enough to be part of a Korean food company with their Yonggary chicken tenders, complete with a little cartoony Yonggary. Oh, and he comes with his two goofy dinosaur pals as they all act as spokespeople for the company. If you have to watch Yonggary in any capacity, watch the food commercials on YouTube. They're so funny and cute. Bye!